Okay, this is a very special community roundups brought to you by Brad's Furniture and Appliances. I'm here in the Burt Bowes Middle School Gymnasium with one of probably, if not the most special alumnus, one of the more special alumni at Burt Bowes, Bo Hedges, captain of Team Canada, who just came back from the 2020 Tokyo Paralympic Games. And Bo, we got a chance to sort of play a little bit of wheelchair basketball. We got a chance to honor you and recognize some of the accomplishments that you've made. We even had a special guest appearance from your teammate Patrick Anderson. And I just wanted to know, overall the return home after the Paralympic Games. What's the response been?
Well, coming home, it's always nice, obviously, whether any time of the year. But when you come home from the games, it's extra special just being away for a long time, and there's always a little bit of a lull after the games, and so coming home and seeing friends and family, and it's great, obviously. And then with technology the way it was, I could definitely feel them a little bit more than in past games in Tokyo, like messages and comments here and there, and so that was awesome because they couldn't come and watch. But yeah, coming back and seeing them in person, and just it's great to appreciate everything everybody's done for me back home.
Mm-hmm. And let's go back to the games this summer and into September. Did it feel really different having no fans and kind of having a bubble-like atmosphere? I know we spoke about it before, but after you were in it and sort of experiencing it, was it really a big shock, or was it something that you guys were, ready for?
I think the playing piece was almost normal once you got going, right? But in the village and not being able to leave the village, and your friends and family not being just in and around and in the stands and maybe having lunch here or there with them, or a meal or just a coffee, that was the different piece, right? And that was obviously throughout the whole thing was a little different. And then in the village, you didn't really interact with other countries and other teams and all of those types of things, which is odd for the games, right? But once you start playing and you get on the court, you don't really notice the crowd anyway, mm-hmm. other than when they're really cheering and stuff, and that can kind of motivate you, obviously. But obviously it was different.
Yeah. Was there anything that you were kind of like, as I wish it wasn't a pandemic that we were dealing with, that we had to come to this, but was there some sort of maybe a timing thing, or the way that they sort of got you from the hotel to the venue, or that kind of thing that you thought, let's keep this, like we don't need the social distance, or we don't need the pandemic lockdown, but let's keep these regulations because they're actually more efficient or easier on the athletes, or something along those lines?
I'm not too sure whether anything that really came out. The Japanese host committee, though, and the volunteers were amazing, right? And we expected that kind of going in. They did a great job with the venues and transportation and all that sort of stuff. So all of that was, fantastic. It's tough to compare and tough to know. But with the big thing was with everybody being more, accepting of social media in the Tokyo Games and Zoom and all of those types of things, so that connecting with people that weren't there was that much easier versus before. And so now moving forward to the new games, even if people can come, they'll still be, the people that can't come feel way more comfortable going online and connecting, and I guess that would be the big thing that'll be beneficial moving forward.
So it's almost like more restrictions gives the fan, or the typical fan, more access to the player, and maybe that's sort of something that we see in the future now, is more sort of webcast or live cast or something really quick.
Yeah, and the coverage that CBC did and they had was like more than ever before, and partially maybe that was pushed because of the pandemic, but hopefully that's the new benchmark moving forward, and they just keep getting better from there, so that people that can't come can just access all our games and all the different sports at the Paralympics.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, even with the sort of the funny time change, it was a real treat to be able to watch it, and like you said, I mean, that was top quality production value. You had real good, knowledgeable announcers that, as a guy who doesn't know a ton going in, I felt like by the end of the games, I was like, I'm not an expert, but I've learned a lot about it. And I think, that definitely helps it. But let's change the gears a little bit and bring it a little bit back home, because, like you said, you finish the games, you come back home, and it's a nice chance to decompress. But then you had to do, you had some media. You're a celebrity here, and doing the documentary, did you find a little bit difficult talking about yourself? Because everybody sort of says he's a lead by example type of guy. He doesn't trumpet his own horn. He's very, quiet and to himself, but you're forced to kind of celebrate all the things that you've done over your career now. And was that difficult as a guy that is a little bit more reserved about that kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. It's a little tough to do that a bit. I mean, Christine's great at asking lots of questions, and you meet somewhere in the middle, and we're putting it together, and they're doing an amazing job, Ben and Christine, of putting this together. And every time I see little bits and pieces, the production quality is awesome. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it coming out, and it'll be pretty cool for friends, family, and myself, and the community, I think. And yeah, it's amazing that she wanted to take this project on and present it. So I'm very thankful that way.
Now let's change gears again. You're looking at, it's 3 years and 300 some odd days till the next Paralympic Games. Are you looking at setting your sights on the next Paralympic Games, or are you going to have to reassess things, or where's your body at, where's your heart at in terms of competing at the highest level?
So yeah, Paris is a ways away, but we have a World Championship in Dubai about just over a year from now.
Okay.
And so that is in my sights, and that's what I'm gonna, when I get back to Toronto here in a week, start training for and preparing for. And so after that Games, then we'll see how my body feels and how I feel. But at this moment right now, yeah, one year at a time.
Yeah, no, that's the way to do it. You don't put the one chicken before the other. And and then last one. I mean, we're in Beau's gymnasium. You are obviously a student here. Were you one of those students that was in the gym running around getting crazy or getting in trouble with the teachers, or were you one of the ones that brought the apple to the teacher on the first day and made sure that you were the role model that you are now?
I don't think I was quite the apple to the teacher kind of kid, but I did well in class and had fun too. So. And it was amazing coming back here, and it's been here like 25, 26 years since we were playing basketball in this gym and training and doing stuff with the friends and family. And so yeah, it was pretty awesome to come back here and speak to the kids today, and then have this